cat smell. There's like all these vials. This is actually ketamine. Alright, hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today Sonny and I are with our friends Tonya and Esmae. They go by Decay Princess and Obsolete Voids on their social media. You should definitely go and check them out. Today we are inside of an abandoned animal hospital. Definitely a more unique spot, and we're just super excited to be here. And there's absolutely so much left inside of this place. We're just gonna get right on into it. So let's head on around here and see what we can find. Alright guys, so we are starting off in the back section of this animal hospital. And the first thing we've kind of come across is this giant freezer full of these puppy care kits. I'm assuming these probably could have been for some new clients, maybe puppy chow or some other things. And now they're just going to waste here. And then right next to it on this shelf, we see some doggy nail polish, which maybe they did that like after a grooming or something. But you can literally see it's like still coated in hair, and you can even smell it in here, that, you know, really thick like dog or, you know, cat smell. And it's kind of surprising that it's still lingering in here after so long. Kind of making our way into the kennel section. You can imagine how many animals are being kept here. Maybe after like a surgery or for boarding, if, you know, someone was going on vacation. And actually this one over here is open. See that there's still like a little food bowl for the food and water, and a few newspapers. Like you probably would imagine they'd have a bunch of newspapers laid out on the bottom, and they would, you know, change that over and over. But yeah, it's kind of weird, like in here, watching all the animals, and you can still smell it too. Like I said before, it's just crazy how that smell sticks around for so many years. Here is one of the main highlights of this place. It's an amazing surgical room, so we're gonna go in there and check it out. Alright, so here we are. This is just honestly amazing to see. We have two different types of operating tables, and, you know, countless pets were laying down here getting all different kinds of procedures. These amazing big surgical lights up on top. I'm gonna get a little closer so you guys get a better look. Here is the first surgical table. If you look up, you can see that huge light, whole like little mechanism to move it around to up there. Just looks so intense. Definitely not my initial thought when you think of like a surgical table for an animal hospital. It seems a little more on the older side, a little less modern. Gives it a cooler vibe. Alright, here is that second surgical table. It's a little different. Kind of looks like multiple pieces could kind of move around and adjust as needed, so maybe this was used for slightly different procedures. Maybe if they had to like adjust the angling or something like that, I'm not too sure. But there's that amazing second surgical light. It is just so cool. This one almost looks similar to ones that I've seen in like asylums and hospitals, and again, slightly on the older side. It doesn't look like super modern. Always the medical stuff that really fascinates me, and it's just so cool to see that in the context of an animal hospital, because I've never seen that before. So I came over to check out what's on all of these, you know, shelves and cabinets, and you can just see there's a lot of, you know, jars and lots of things just strewn about a little bit everywhere. And actually up here there is a cabinet that looks like it probably could fall any second, but up on the top there are a bunch of jars that almost look brand new. It says ACD solution, but underneath that it says anticoagulant. It would have helped to stop bleeding, so maybe something to do with the medical procedures that were being done here. And then over here there are IV sets, and it says with injection site, and then that's another one I kind of just flipped over so you guys could see. Probably for setting up IVs for any of the animals, again, probably during a procedure or if they need to receive any medication. It's crazy to see that they're still in the packages. I mean, they're definitely a little dirty, but it's cool to see this kind of stuff left behind. And then over here on this extremely dusty shelf, you see it's a basic white suture. I mean, if it's a suture like what I'm thinking of, then they probably use that to stitch up after the operation. And then right next to that, you can see there's a giant shelf up here. Just so much on it. What really caught my eye is this right here. It says, euthanasia injection. So you have to imagine that they, you know, obviously have to sometimes put animals down. And that is done by an injection. I'm not 100% sure. It says it contains pentobarbital, butabarbital. I'm assuming those are the main agents that are used to cause the euthanasia. But wow, I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. It's just kind of amazing. And as for up here, it's kind of a lot of random stuff. I mean, there's a moxidectin. It says pro heart. I'm not sure if that's for some sort of condition. D-tick lotion. Some vitamin drops. A no male spray for female dogs to keep males away. Interesting. Oh, I see, it's like a mating repellent. Alright, interesting. And then even lower down on here, you can still see like kind of the, I guess, lab coats really that the people would have worn here as they were working. That's just nuts, right, Sonny?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so, I don't know.
This could have been worn while this person was doing like a medical procedure. I know, because it's just here.
Yeah.
It's like weird.
It is really like a fully stocked place in here. But we're very happy to see that, you know.
Amazing.
Awesome to sift through all of this. And then Sonny was looking on the ground and we found this dog cone too, which is kind of nuts. I think even in this like little drawer right here, I'd seen it looks like some clamps, I think. So I think it's really like all still scattered about in here. Just so many medical supplies. And then here's one little last shelf section in this room with even more bottles. You know, we love that. Looks like over here there's even more euthanasia, and you can see that it says poison with the skull, like the stereotypical image you'd think of. It's kind of funny, I've never seen like that in person before. Barium sulfate for x-ray diagnosis, so I wonder if we'll maybe see something like that later on, some sort of x-ray room. There's even formaldehyde, which is, I don't even know what they'd be doing with that here. You can see it says danger poison. Wow, it's just, again, I'm gonna keep saying this, but I just feel like there's absolutely so much left here. It's kind of nuts that they didn't dispose of any of this. All right, we just hopped out of that section and you can see there are even more kennels, and this place has seen a lot of better days, I will say. There's just so much decay. The entire roof section here is completely collapsing. But yeah, there are some more of those kennels. And neighboring over here is, again, even more kennels. And I just have to be so careful because there's just absolutely so much decay. You can see all of them there. Again, more debris and everything just coming down. But this place could hold a lot of animals. Just so odd to see it now. I only wonder if there were photos out there. It'd be cool to see what it looked like when it was active. I feel like it would be just so different. Alright guys, so we are now in this section that's kind of a little bit behind the surgical suites. It looks like there's going to be some medication left behind here, so we're going to go ahead and check that out. So you can actually see on the ground that there's like all these vials, probably for either different medications or vaccinations. And over here, there's just like piles and piles, and there's even some needles too. So we have to be really careful when we're walking around here. The last thing you want is to step on a needle and let that go right through your shoe. That would not be fun. So it's always something, you know, you want to look out for, something you want to think about, just being aware of your surroundings, because that would suck. So I'm actually going to squeeze behind this fridge because you can see there's just a bunch of pill bottles and vials and all this stuff. And I just feel like there's going to be a bunch of cool things to look through around there, so I'm going to just squeeze through and get you guys a closer look. Okay, wow, there's just so much here, just so much to unpack. There's a bunch of like little trays, and I actually love the color of this one. Full of, you can see some needles and little files. I'm gonna get a little closer so you guys can see a little better. Some of these I'm not gonna really know what they're for. Mendione. Some other ones, all the injectables. It's wow, that's just kind of awesome. And this kind of looks really intense too. I don't know if that's a different kind of tool or what that really is, but it looks kind of hardcore. And this is pretty freaking awesome too. You can see that it says Ketoject. This is actually ketamine. So that's kind of freaking nuts that they left that. I don't know why, I think that's just kind of nuts. And like hilarious a little bit at the same time. I feel like there's just so many jokes about ketamine. Like I know it's kind of typically used more as like a horse tranquilizer, but I guess they probably could use it for other animals too. But whoa, I mean, I've never seen anything like that level left behind, so that's really surprising. I just pulled the other tray up so we could also take a peek at what's in here. Just a lot more vials. I mean, we got epinephrine, amphetamine. That's kind of nuts. Diazepam still in the freaking box, and heparin too. Okay, so now it looks like this is more of the front area, like, you know, if you were actually coming in as, you know, someone who, you know, wanted to bring in their pet for a checkup or an appointment or something, that you kind of would come up this way. You can actually see they have a crate, like a little carrier still left here, called the pet taxi. It's kind of funny. And this is the setup up here. It's a little interesting. There's a lot of just like knickknacks kind of everywhere. Not too much else left otherwise though. And yeah, I think we're just gonna keep making our way through this place and see if there's anything else left behind. So it looks like this is probably gonna be the last room we're gonna check out. It seems like it was the x-ray room. So here it is, the x-ray machine that is still left here just to rust away. That's just the whole setup of it. So yeah, pets that need an x-ray would come in here. Probably would be some, you know, on some form of sedation and, you know, be laid down on that table. You can really just see how worn down it's gotten. Just so much rust. As you walk through this place, there's a lot of decay, water damage and everything, so it's not really a surprise that this thing has gotten so worn down over the years. So, what did you think of this place?
I thought that it was super unique. I've never actually been in a place like this, so it was just amazing to walk around and just see all this stuff like left behind. It gave me like a really good idea of like what it was like when it was actually operating, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely was dope to see so much left. I mean, was there any certain thing that you guys thought was the coolest in here?
Literally everything. You could just probably go through all the drawers in here and all the different medicines and supplies and find something new each time.
It was cool to see everything left in here, but I think we are ready to head on out of here. And that's what we're gonna do. Alright, so let's go. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video right here. I hope you enjoyed exploring this abandoned animal hospital with us. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and of course, like always, we'll catch ya in the next one.